Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to our January 12th, 2020 meeting. Kicking off the year here, we're going to try to be positive and upbeat and hope we beat this Omicron thing right out of here so that maybe we can get together in person again come springtime and all feel a little bit better about the world out there. I'm going to be optimistic, that's for sure. So I am calling this meeting to order, and Edna has taken roll, so that has been taken care of on the agenda. Approval of the agenda. Does anybody have anything that they would like to add to the agenda that was sent out? I'm actually going to add one little thing, and that was in old business, and I didn't have any old business, I thought, but I just want to revisit commissioners because we do have a couple new commissioners on board, so I just want to fill everybody in on that, so I will put that under old business. So with that, do we have a motion to approve the agenda for this afternoon's meeting?
So moved.
All right, and we have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Great, okay. All right, we have some minutes that we didn't get to. We have the both the November and the December minutes. Did everyone have a chance to look those over to see if there were any omissions or anything we need to add or typos, etc.? Are we good?
Yep.
Looked good.
All right. So who would like to make a motion to approve the November and December 2021 minutes?
I'll move to.
Okay. All right. A second?
I read them all.
Nick seconds. And can we have a vote on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, good. All right. Item number 5, open time for public expression. Have anybody here tonight that think it's just us? All right. So we will move on to the reading and correspondence file. Thank you for sending that out, Edna. Appreciate that. Great. Everybody should have gotten that in an email that came out. All right, old business. We had been talking over the last couple months about adding some new commissioners. And as you saw in the email that came out today from Edna, I'm very excited to tell you that we do have 2 new commissioners. We have Claudia Wilson, who's from District 4, and Daniel Sherman from District 2. They were both approved by the Board of Supervisors just yesterday. So I was in touch with them this morning, and just because this happened so very quickly, they both had commitments for this evening. So unfortunately could not join us, but they will be here in February. But I'm starting to forward some materials on to them so they can become acquainted with what work it was we do here.
What district was the gentleman from?
2, which is San Anselmo, Fairfax, and it's my neighborhood. I don't remember the whole geography. But we actually have Nick to thank for Claudia because she's a friend of his, and he recommended her. And both of them have really terrific sounding backgrounds. So we'll let them introduce themselves next month, and we'll set aside a little bit of time so they can tell us about their backgrounds and what brought them to the Marin County Library Commission. So that's really terrific. I'm really excited about that. And then we're still talking about adding youth, seeing we can bring some youth in, and Lana and I had spoken about that we kind of need to go to the county clerk and understand exactly what we have to do with regarding if there's any bylaw changes we have to make, and what do we do about their terms and all that type of thing. So that's still in the works, and we hope we can report back to you in February on that. Right, Lana? Where we ended up on that.
Yep, exactly right.
Okay, because it would be great to bring some students in onto our commission. So that's what I had for old business. I just wanted to kind of touch on that again. All right, so with that, we'll turn on to item number 8, new business. We're going to hear from our folks in the Corte Madera branch first off.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay! Hi, everyone. It's been a long time coming, I guess. My name is Stephanie Hartwell Mandela. I am the branch manager at Corte Madera. And let me get my screen shared. Can you all see that?
Yeah, we can, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's just begin.
Ooh, I like your image.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, as I said, I'm Stephanie Hartwell Mandela, and I'm the branch manager at Corte Madera Library. And this, I hope, makes sense. I think it will. This is who we are. When I came, and my first day was September 7th of last year, and I realized I had a great staff. This is who we are. I'm not going to name everybody's name. We do have two new people, Tara Kelly and Summer Schaefer. They are our newest hires. We do have 3 positions that are empty right now, the librarian 1 position, library aide position, and the library assistant 2. The librarian 1 position, actually, they're interviewing currently for that. My first day, I took this picture, but then I realized I wrote the word destiny because I have this exact set at home. So when I came into the staff room, I said, oh, maybe it's, kismet. I'm supposed to be here. Okay, next screen.
Cool.
Initially, we were trying to figure out ways to introduce me to the community because it was during a pandemic. And yes, I was working curbside, but I wasn't seeing patrons indoors. So we created these bookmarks. At the top, as you can see, it says, hi, I'm Stephanie Hartwell Mandela, the new branch manager at the Corte Madera Library. I'm so excited to be here and to start working with our community. If you see me, be sure to say hello. And each of the little images at the bottom are things that I'm interested in. Challenges we had this past year because of various things, working without windows, noise, and debris during construction. No access to the adult collection also during construction. Staffing challenges, people were doing DSW, some people were working remotely, and that just left us a little strapped. And then pandemic, of course. Successes, lots of successes. Curbside from June 2020 to October 2021. We checked out 90,772 items. We hired 2 library assistants, as you saw earlier, Tara and Summer, and we had 2 internal promotions. We also did book bundles for kids, which were extremely popular, and mystery bags for adults and teens. We worked really hard at creating passive programs that people could, or things that people could engage in outside of the building and not so much in the building. So we did games on the windows and handouts and stickers, for example. Our monthly online adult programs, some example. We did adult online programming every month. Some examples of the programming that we did. Red Cross training, all things Apple, nature talks, and writing workshops. We partnered with the Legal Aid of Marin, Canal Alliance, County Parks, the Red Cross, Corte Madera Parks and Recreation, the Alzheimer's Association, and other artists, poets, and guest speakers. Attendance for the online programming was pretty good. We had attendance ranging from 4 to 144. Average attendance was 30 to 65 people. The All Things Apple class had average attendance of 80 to 140. Additionally, we did monthly adult blog posts. The reference line was coordinated and staffed primarily coordinated primarily by Shireen Ash, our adult librarian, and Anna and others. We checked out Chromebooks and hotspots. Since our reopen, we've had 10,742 patrons through the door and circulated new items. We started circulating albums and the Extractigator, which is that big chompy thing that cuts weeds. I don't have an image of it. I should have an image. Successes, we were able to work on summer reading. We had virtual and in-person story times. The teen advisory group resumed. And daily activities for youth. Again, we did book bundles. People were emailing their request. We did readers advisory, and we did crafts on site and on the go. And another major success, I would have to say, is community support. We have real strong support here in Corte Madera. People were always bringing us notes or little, homemade eating things to eat, or like just all kinds of stuff. So we have strong community support, and people were extremely thankful, and of course our friends. So this is the beginning of construction. This started October of last year. They had this big white box thing where they kept everything and then everything was wrapped. Some of the highlights include, I'm not going to read all this, new roofs on the surface, on all surfaces, new insulation board, the new clerestory windows, which is the high windows, the ADA improvements in the children's room. I won't read this, all of this. And this is the next page. We removed a lot of trees also on the side, which really opened up the space. You can see when you drive down Meadow Street, you can see library very brightly, clearly. The children's room remodel. This is kind of the beginning. We had these shelves that these kind of rickety shelves, we transferred all the books to, everything was wrapped. I love this little video. This is the pouring of the concrete. I'll just play that again because I like it. When they were doing the concrete, filling in the pit at Corte Madera, and they ran the hose out to the back of the truck. This is another picture of that. Ta-da! Now it's even and it's ADA compliant. We have new shelves. The floor was tilted, so the floor is tilted. So when the shelves came and we set them up, they had to be adjusted a tiny little bit. That's Michael Shane. He was extremely helpful. He is our library friend. And that's Sarah. That's Sarah Butts, working very diligently. Community teams. Sarah contacted the art teacher at Redwood High School who put her in contact with teens who created this mural. And they actually were patrons of ours. She didn't realize that till she met them, but yes, they were patrons.
Wow.
And this is a mural now that's in the children's room. And there's actually, it's missing a little, oh no, there he is, a little critter down there.
Oh yeah.
I love it. It's beautiful. Wow.
Thanks. And ta-da, this is the room now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
This was taken in October. Sanded and hand-painted chairs. The team and when they had free time would sand the chairs and Sarah would paint them. So all the chairs are painted new.
That's cool.
And we have some new cushions and some new seats. The children's room had a virtual visit with Jennifer Choldenko. We had partnerships with the Learning Bus at the Corte Madera Park for outdoor story time. And then we partnered with the Kentville School District for a DLAC program, outreach program.
Oh, okay.
We also did the first system-wide Black History Month celebration. You know, I was planning for our branch, and then it just kind of opened up for everyone else. And the name of the program, or the name of the Black History Month celebration, is Food for the Soul. And we plan on keeping that so far. Working on that currently. Building Bridges Beyond Bias is another program I'm very excited about. We finished. That was a partnership with Sarah Robinson, myself, and Gloria Dunn Violin, and Shireen Ash. And it was a 4-part series where we had 4 different people from the community, from diverse backgrounds, talking about their experiences in Marin and sharing our stories with each other. It was really telling and informative, and it was a great learning experience. I'll just say that. Really nice. We had one of our strongest, I think, pride programs we did this year was this program. His name is John. I always forget his name. Oh, sorry, Jim Van Buskirk. He was the co-author of a book, Gay by the Bay, A History of Queer Culture in the San Francisco Bay Area. He did a wonderful program talking about his that history before Stonewall. All Things Apple, another one of our popular programs, as I stated before, and then of course our 50th anniversary. Yay! Speaking about community outreach or how to engage the community when we were not open. So we were trying to do things like this. What are you thankful for? We did this in November of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Animal snuggles, I'm thankful for my friends and this library. Just examples.
Mm-hmm.
We also had Tony Goodman. I don't know if anyone knows, he's the CEO of People Fun. That company develops word games like Word Crush, Wordscapes, various mobile apps. One of his staff reached out to me. They knew that Tony still had this book at home. This is a Corte Madera library book.
Oh.
So half a century later, Keith created this
That's good.
library fine receipt. So you can see at the top, it says Tony Goodman,
Oh, that's
look
great.
out for pirates. Checkout date was August 1st, 72. Return date was August 7th. It was returned 12/7/2020. Late by 48 years. So we received a donation for that. That was a lot of fun. And it actually got picked up online in a couple of newspapers. Something different. I guess this was June. I almost don't remember. The building was closed because we had the construction and we couldn't do curbside. So we did curbside from a U-Haul. We were in the parking lot, as you can see. We checked out 1,634 holds. It was interesting and a little sad that people kept pulling up thinking it was food distribution. I learned that the church next door to us was the only spot that had food distribution in the area. So I've been speaking with SF Marin to see if we could partner with them for other things, but because of COVID and other things going on, they've decided to go a different route, but we are in contact.
Okay.
And just more pictures, people were coming up, chatting, but everyone thought we were giving out food. We also did outdoor browsing on the front bike path. An example of another display out front, Pride display we did. We're also, as I said earlier, circulating albums, and this is one of our patrons who likes to come and listen to albums. Our little visitors that always appear in the back. And we're back. We have patrons who like to sit in the front and coffee. I created this sign about 10 years ago. This sign has followed my career. It was originally on construction paper, and it just says, when you enter this library, you are readers, you are authors, you are creators, you are scientists, you are explorers, you are mathematicians, you are important. You are risk takers, you are leaders, you are kind, you are valued, you are respected, you are the reason we are here. And that's sitting in our lobby right now. So I guess 5 key points I'd like to leave you with. Teamwork. We've worked very hard and supported each other in unprecedented times. The physical space and displays, we are reimagining ways we can use our spaces in a post-pandemic world to engage and support the community. We have a very supportive and enthusiastic community. People are very happy to be back, and we're very happy to have them back. And we look forward to engaging them more in person. Flexibility, we've become very adept at changing directions quickly. It's not a bad thing. We see this as a good thing, as good practice, as we look towards providing more nimbler library service in the library and outside of the library. And then I tried to combine these two at the end, programming in the children's room. I was really happy with our monthly online adult programs throughout the year and our continued strong patron services and how nice the children's room came out. And that's about it.
Great.
Thank you very much. And if any of you have a chance to pop in and see the work that was done, it's terrific. I went in, just kind of wandered around not that long ago, and definitely worth taking a visit. So
thank you.
And we look forward to being able to meet in your branch one of these days again.
Yes.
When we get back to
That would be
rotating.
great.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you so much for that.
I see a question.
You
Oh,
have
yeah.
a couple questions out there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes. Oh,
it doesn't seem
Stephanie,
like
oh,
me.
okay. So who's talking? I don't know who else is talking. I had a question about the Building Bridges, the 4-part series. Now that sounds like a really interesting program. Was that unique to the Corte Madera Library, or will that be used in other libraries as well? Or
That's a good question. It was an online program, and it wasn't specifically for Corte Madera, so anyone could join the program. We had registration. I'll say it was unique to Corte Madera only because of the people involved. Sarah Robinson and I met at another county workshop, equity or bias. I don't remember what the actual workshop was, but we clicked in that workshop. And then she was in contact with Gloria, and I pulled Shireen in, so we just worked on it together. We don't know what the history or what the next steps are with that program.
I can say a little about the history.
It was a lot of work. But yeah, go ahead, please, Chantal.
I think, and absolutely, without Stephanie, this would not have moved forward. Gloria Dunn Violin, a community member, very active, civic leader, was interested in doing something that was maybe initially a book club or something with older adults of diverse backgrounds for her learning and community learning through the active aging initiative that the county's partnered with and HHS is leading. And the program that Stephanie talked about has been so well loved. There are conversations around active aging of if that could happen more often and with whom. And I think that the way it was actually shaped at Corte Madera was much better than the original broad thinking. And then it was also quite successful and sustainable in those 4 sessions. So I know that there's interest.
I know what was great about that program, I'm sorry, Nick, quickly, is that everybody who came to that program would be tired at the end of the day. And then we would log on to the program, and it would just, you would leave refreshed, or at least recharged, I'll say that.
Oh,
Was it recorded by any chance?
good question.
You know what? I honestly don't remember. I think I have to check on that. I honestly do not remember.
Okay.
I have one comment, one question. Comment is, it's kind of amazing to me, given the number of public facilities that have had staffing issues with COVID. And in particular, I found the Larkspur Library has been closed. I've been trying to get a book out of there for about a week. Very restricted hours, if any. Every time I go by, I can't, it's closed. And they tell me, the young man there tells me it's because of staffing. So, you haven't had those issues, have you?
Well, Ramona could probably speak to that. We certainly have. We're just navigating them. We've all been playing fun and interesting roles, but Ramona's probably best positioned to.
Yeah, I think it's like Chantal, yeah, you said it very well. Yes. Lots of libraries are facing that, and other industries as well. I mean, my daughter's school principal in Brookside was teaching a class because the teachers were out sick. And so I think, it's just, this is a employees market, I think is what they say, because there are so many openings everywhere. And so libraries are definitely impacted. But I really am proud of the team for pulling together and expanding hours so that, we can get that hold transferred from Larkspur to Corte Madera if we need to, Nick. So you can pick it up.
That's right. That's right.
That's incredible. Yeah, that's pretty funny. I'll look again to see if it's on its way. In transit. This thing, Sue, I would like to be able for Claudia, who is Corte Madera, she lives here. I hate to have to wait a year to see to see Stephanie's thing again. So is there a way we can get this to her?
Sure.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Ordinarily, Edna ends up sending out a copy of the deck, and I'm sure she'll want to meet Stephanie if she hasn't already, but ordinarily Edna will send out a copy of the deck and all the materials. So
I
would
forwarded all
imagine
that
she
to
would
her
get
this
it.
morning, everything that, all the
Oh, good.
materials that you all got for tonight, I forwarded that to her this morning, so.
But I
She
meant
has that.
the recording of this.
Oh, the
Oh.
recording, we can definitely let her know when that's posted.
Oh, okay, so it gets posted.
It gets posted, yeah, it gets posted, so as soon as it gets posted, we can let her know.
Okay, you'll do that, Sue?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care of that, we'll make sure that happens.
That's important.
Okay, well, thank you again for that, that was terrific
you.
presentation, that was
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you.
All right, now it's time to talk about money and budgets.
Hey, Sue, I just wanted to, I raised my hand. I
Oh,
just
I'm
wanted
sorry, I
to
didn't see that, yes, up there in the
pipe in
corner.
for a second. I also wanted to thank Stephanie for her leadership, and just so the commission knows, starting a new system in the middle of a pandemic, at the start of a pandemic, and moving across the country to be part of our team is a big deal. And Stephanie has navigated a ton of changes, a big staff, a big, well-loved location, going through a model. I mean, I can't tell you how many challenges Stephanie had in front of her, and she has rallied, and she, as you could see from her presentation, I mean, so many successes and positive things coming out of Corte Madera, and that branch, and Nick knows this well. He and I spoke at length about this. It's so loved by that community, and it's wonderful to see every time I stop by. So Stephanie, thank you for being such a strong part of our team. We look forward to even more leadership from you and leadership opportunities system-wide. And they also rallied. They've had some staffing challenges, not necessarily related to COVID, but everyone is struggling from that. But to open hours to get us back to pre-service, pre-COVID levels. So kudos to Stephanie and the team for that. We appreciate all that you've done for MCFL.
Thank you, Lana. Thank you.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
The drive down Tamalpais Avenue in front of the community center, and on the billboard, I saw the sign, Corte Madera Library now open Saturday.
Wow. Bravo.
Yes, they were wonderful to put that across the digital thing. So we have a good thing going with them. So
That's great. Okay.
thank you guys again.
All right. All right. So budget, facilities, and Measure A reports.
I can kick us off and then hand to Damon on this. So this is our official quarterly-ish Measure A conversation about where our projects are, with a brief financial update, but we've had such great momentum. There's some that you'll know about very well, and we'll let you know what our trajectory is moving ahead. So first to Damon, it's possible that Geraldine Breeze will be able to join us. I wanted to let all of you know that the team has been doing amazing work. Leslie's been out on leave for about a month and will be out on leave for another several weeks, but the team has really been jumping in and doing a lot of work, and Geraldine Breeze's work is what you see in the numbers here, and she's done an amazing job. So hopefully she'll have a chance to join us. She has some transition issues that she's taking care of right now to take care of family. But next to Damon.
Okay, well, thanks, Chantel. And it's a tough act to follow, Stephanie. So keep your expectations low on this one. I've worked with, and I also just want to echo what everyone said about Stephanie. She's just was a joy to work with, powerful leadership in getting this remodel together. And even though it's been complicated, it wouldn't have been possible without her. So thank you, Stephanie. And my presentation today will be probably pretty quick because most of our work has been, I would say, behind the scenes. Can you see my screen? Or see
Yeah,
my
it looks
slides?
great.
Yeah, so I'm going to go pretty quick here and just tell you where we are. And so let's go with Corte Madera, as you just saw with Stephanie. The interior work's completed, and you saw the highlights of all the work there. A majority of that was funded by Measure A, but then we also did have support from different sources there. They have their fund. What's the fund's name, Stephanie? The Zimmerman Fund.
Mm-hmm.
Zimmerman Fund helped with the children's room. So, but the project has been taking much longer than we had anticipated. From the schedule point of view, we should have been done in January of 21. So it's been a complicated project and the contractor's been a little slow, but by opening up, we just have a couple more things to get the fire system to work. In January 24th, we're going to start work on the smoke detectors. And then the contractor since summer has been trying to work on submittals for the water line connection to the building. When that's all connected, we'll finally have an active workable fire system similar to what's at Novato there. So that'll be good and safe. And then we're also, probably by the end of this month, we'll have the design drawings for the heating, ventilation, air conditioning system done, and then try to figure out an approach to put that in once we have that bid. But we have it designed, we know where everything's going to go, and it should go. There's a lot of detail to work out though, in terms of when, how, all that. Fairfax, and I think you've heard me talk about this for many years now. The Fairfax Garden though, the Fairfax Garden, I'm very excited to say, is going to go January 29th to the Board of Supervisors to request permission to bid. And we have a whole bidding schedule. And so what that means is we really believe construction will start in late spring, early summer. So that's finally aligned well. And as you know, Margaret's just done an amazing job with that. And we also have a fire life safety system fully designed for them. And we have to work out the details about when to bid and how to approach that, because that will have some issues with the branch services. The garden won't have any issues with the services. It'll be minimal. There'll be parking spot reduction, but it won't really impact service that much. And then kind of lastly, we got new shelves at the children's room in Novato, similar to what you saw at Corte Madera. I was just talking to Laura today. They've been getting a lot of fine comments up there. And then they also, the fire and life safety system, we have learned does work, and the alarm has gone off. So we do know it does work well. So I think that's kind of all going well. Each one of these fire systems cost, about $800,000. So that is a high priced item. And so those, but we will be safe, and we are code compliant for our 50-year-old buildings. And then kind of lastly, this is kind of our next step. We've hired architectural firm Nolan Tam, and they're going to be refreshing our branches. They're going to tour the branches, and they're going to be recommending some basic furniture, fixtures, and equipment. So you'll hear us use the term FFE a lot. And this will be basically, new furniture, maybe some little new lighting, a little paint, a little carpet here. And we hope to get that on a pretty expedited path to have everything completed by hopefully in the fall. So that is all just kind of a quick update there. And I'll turn it over to Chantel, unless you have any questions about any details of these projects, to go over the financials in a little more detail.
I have a question, Damon, on the garden. Start maybe in the spring. How long do you expect that construction to take?
We have 90 days in the schedule. Probably the big variables kind of are when we could get the pavers, when the furniture is going to arrive for ordering, but I would say 60 to 90 days once we start.
We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff in our home. Everybody I've talked to, including our architect, said that there's delays everywhere in getting them. Are you experiencing that also?
That's what we anticipate. We're gonna probably, the contractor's gonna order the furniture. So once they've signed on the dotted line, they'll do the order. But we are gonna probably reach out to them in early February and just see where they're at. And also our prices are based on a year, and maybe see what their current pricing is and some of that detail. But we are expecting, we won't be shocked if there's delays in receiving the furniture, depending where it's coming from.
But you might be shocked if there's increase in prices.
Yeah, that'll be there. That'll be something we hope doesn't happen, but won't be too surprising. We'll have to sell more bricks for that.
Okay.
Damon, do you want to say, or I can say a little bit also about the bricks. I believe Margaret gave a great overview, and some of you saw the article. So far, the Friends of the Fairfax Library are actually doing, effectively doing fundraising, and Margaret has been talking to local civic groups. And I understand that as of late December, they had about 45 bricks sold. And I believe that at least a couple of you have brought bricks there. They are between $250, or they aren't between, they're either $250 or $500. and that campaign will continue through the end of February at a minimum, and that helps to do a great job paying for this work. So
Are those
amazing.
bricks library specific?
They are being made by a paver company and engraved with the name of the purchaser or the civic organization. So they're specific to us, to the right shapes and sizes that we need. They're in two sizes, but they are specific to us as an organization this time. And there's a specific campaign period.
Yeah, my question was, are they specific to a specific libraries? In other words, if you give money, you can dedicate it to Corte Madera or Fairfax or?
Only Fairfax at this moment for the garden project as a fundraising project.
Okay, thank you.
Oh yes, thank you, Loretta, 200.
Okay.
So right now it's only for the Fairfax garden project. And we're also using some funds dedicated to Fairfax in the trust fund. On occasion, if people designate to a certain group and they come to MCFL, some funds are being used there. So it's really all the sources and stability that we can bring together for it. So on that, but it's a fantastic project, very exciting. It should be a great celebration. Oh, thank you, Damon. In case any of you want to get the update on the garden project, Damon just put the link in, and there's also an opportunity to donate there.
Good.
On that, I will share my screen. I will do two things. First, just have a quick look at the summary of what Damon said. The good news about being at this point in the year, in September, you'll remember that the entire segment of the programming segment was spent on facilities and Measure A. This one, we have a slightly shorter presentation just to let you know that the updates are coming. We are either encumbering, so putting the funds aside because we know we'll use them, or actually spending them so that they're available. We are fully on track to spend this year. Excuse me, let me go up. We're on track this year to spend all of the Measure A funds that have been designated, including the increase that you all authorized back in March. You'll remember most years of the Measure A funds, the 2.5 to 2.8, depending on what the revenue was, we were spending 500,000. Beginning in July of this year, July 1, we went up to $1 million. We're fully on track to spend those funds. Now, of course, as Damon said, sometimes there's supply chain items or unknowns, but at the moment, we're effectively spending and documenting those funds and are anticipating that some of the additional funds that MCFL has and has been holding in reserve for facilities needs will also be used and spent. In addition, we'll tell you about those, but we will not be commingling those funds as facilities funds into Measure A. The Measure A funds will continue to be trackable as they come in as separate revenue, and the other funds from the bottom line.
What you ordered, what you got
Sorry.
in the box.
I might. Edna, would you mind muting?
Yes.
So one of the, nope. Edna, would you mind muting that one speaker? The other thing that we'll do is we'll let you know so that you can see the full facilities picture as we move ahead. We also have, I think right now, a great opportunity to look at the coming years. And as Damon mentioned, and Lana's been providing a lot of leadership on the refresh project. And we'll let you know how the refresh looks and some of the upcoming work that we're doing. I will also, while I'm in this screen, say just a couple words about our 5-year projection. So MCFL, as you know, we have a strong revenue source, and with support from all of you, we're looking at renewing that. Our bottom line here, our fund balance, as you can see. Hector, would you mind muting yourself? Our bottom line here. Thanks, Edna. As you can see, at our bottom line here, we do have revenue coming in that we're expecting to expend, plus a small cushion. So about $2.5 million of this ending fund balance is held in reserve for difficult times or if something major comes up. Another portion of it, we have already intent to use for facilities. Right now, we probably have, and these projections are green, so the 11 million is the closest that we can really speak to. Right now, we probably have about $5 million in revenue that can be moved up, moved around, and used for facilities between now and 2024 and FY 2024. Other funds are encumbered in a variety of ways, including a cushion. Are there any questions that I can answer about, basically we are on track with the projects that Damon mentioned. We have sequestered or encumbered funds and we're spending others. We do intend to use the bottom line quite effectively over the next 2 fiscal years, and we're preparing those budgets now. And the clarity that was asked for in the grand jury report some time ago, we're maintaining by keeping all funds separate for Measure A and then keeping funds separate for any funds that we pull from what we would call the fund balance or the bottom line. Well, thank you. On that, I will turn back to our
We're all
president.
muted. Everybody's muted. So
Oh, yes.
I think Sue was muted.
I'm
Okay.
any questions on Chantel's presentation? That was great. We're in good
Yeah.
shape. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great segue onto my report, because I was just going to update everybody quickly what I know right now on the Measure A renewal. The community survey, we've just done a final push, I think it was today or yesterday, to get final push. The last I heard, we'd had about 2,800 responses. It's probably gone up a bit since then. I think, Lana, that was the number we had last week. And it's going to end on the 18th. In the meantime, the Measure A committee is meeting again, I believe on the 19th, to talk about the draft for the actual poll that'll go out to the community, and that will have to do then with the actual rate and the duration of the rate. So there's that discussion is still ongoing so that we can get that out into the community the end of January, the beginning of February. And that's scheduled to be out for what, about 8 weeks, I think it is, roughly, in the community, a little bit longer maybe. The poll, I don't know the exact timing on that, but we will.
I don't know that either.
Yeah, but that's going out then right on the heels of the community survey. So it's really terrific that we've had the number of responses that we've gotten from the folks in the community telling us, what they think about the library and what's of value to them. So that's been terrific to get those kind of numbers. So anyway, we will keep you posted on that, but that's where we are on the Measure A renewal. And just as a reminder to everybody, that'll be on the ballot in November. There's also a couple of other libraries in Marin that I believe are also going to be on the ballot in November. We hear San Anselmo is going to put theirs up early, and possibly San Rafael. So we can keep you posted on that. So it's probably going to be a pretty big November ballot. What I'm hearing of a whole lot of things that are going to be on out there. Chantel, you talked about already the paver fundraiser. I was going to talk about that, but thank you for covering that. That was great. And I'm getting ready to do my paver. So that's terrific. I'm really pleased that we're getting some good responses on that fundraising effort. That's all I have for my president's report this evening. So at that, I'm going to turn it over to Lana to give us her director's report.
Good evening, everyone. It's always good to see you every month. And then we'll have some new faces next month as well, which is also exciting. I don't have much to add to my written report, just always looking back and looking forward. So, I looked back at December 2020 and we were in COVID. And then here we are again. And still meeting virtually. But, we still move forward. And, we were talking a little bit at the beginning of this meeting about other libraries being closed due to staffing shortages, and you've been hearing about other organizations, and everything's impacted in our community. And I'm just so thankful that MCFL is running pretty smoothly at this point. And that's due to a lot of work by the managers. Ramona, is an incredible operations person, and just working together as the strong team that we are to keep our doors open and maintain services in a really challenging time. So I just want to thank all of the staff for what they're doing during this time, and encourage them to continue to be safe and support, adherence to our public health guidelines and all of our locations to keep one another safe and our community safe. Building on what Sue said about our community survey, I'm hopeful, if we did our push yesterday for the final completion of the survey. Last time we did that, we got over 1,000 additional responses. So if we can get close to 4,000 responses for our survey, I think that'd be incredible. Edna and I have a lot of work to do. One of the questions in the survey was, would you like to, meet with your director of county library services? And so far, I think over 300 people have said yes.
Oh boy.
But I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to, get on the phone and schedule meetings. It's a great time to, I think, really connect, however we can with community members across the board. And as I knew in Marin County. So it's a good opportunity for the library. It's a good opportunity as we head into the Measure A renewal. So many things to learn from our community. I also want to thank all of you for working with Edna to schedule meetings with me. Nick, I had the pleasure of meeting with, was it 2 weeks now, or
Monday,
just a week ago?
January, first Monday of the new year. At 9
Okay,
a.m.
that's
God.
right. It was January 3rd. And then Sue was my second, and I look forward to meeting with all of you. Great conversations, and again, just getting to know one another a little bit more as we work together on library things and everything wonderful. So I don't know if there's any questions for me at this moment in time, but I'm happy to answer anything you have.
Oh, good.
Anything, anybody?
Nope.
Okay.
I also, sorry, Sue, I also see Geraldine just joined us.
Oh, yeah.
I also want to thank Geraldine. She's also exhibited some tremendous leadership. With our staffing challenges, we've had some, one of our other managers out for a period of time. Geraldine has stepped into that role and is doing a wonderful job supporting our internal operations. So Geraldine, thank you for stepping up into that role and all that you've managed to do in a very short time.
Are you moving people within branches to help at all, where you might have like a staffing shortfall just to kind of prop it up, or are you just dealing with each branch individually?
I'll let our mastermind answer that question.
It's a very complicated, now color-coded system, but yes, in the event of an emergency, we definitely, staff step up and usually volunteer to support other branches to keep them open. And, proud to share that I think at this point, I don't want to jinx anything, we're holding steady and staying open,
Good.
which is great.
Great.
Yeah.
How are you doing out in West Marin, particularly where you don't have huge staff besides?
Our new West Marin branch manager, Madeline Bryant, who started December 7th and who you all will meet very soon, I hope. She's stepping in and, covering branches as needed. And, it's a team effort out there, out in the West. So, one West Marin for sure. So making it work.
The team effort everywhere these days. Well, you guys are doing a great job. So, okay. All right. Item 11, announcements. The only thing I have is that everything's good, and we'll have our meeting again next month on Wednesday, February 9th. Same time, same Zoom channel. Nothing changes. And if anybody has anything else they want to add before we adjourn, we got done pretty quickly this evening, actually. It was a short one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything? All right. Well, with that, we'll take an official motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
And a second. Everybody wants to stay.
I'll second it.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay. All in favor of adjourning the meeting? All right. All right, everybody. Take care. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And we'll see you in February.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Happy New Year again.